So welcome to class, everybody. Thank you for coming on the spring equinox, right? We're moving into spring. We're turning towards the light. In the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali says that one of the ways that you can meditate is by focusing on an effulgent, sorrowless light in your own chest region. So turn towards that light today. Turn away from any negativity, any limitation, anything that's holding you back. Just use this practice today. Let's use this practice today to turn towards the light. Okay, so switch the cross of your legs and take off any glasses. And adjust the backs of your thighs outwards. Pull the buttocks flesh back. And then extend upwards through the sides of your trunk this way and join your hands to your heart center. And then to get more of a coiling, bring your thumbs to the back of the armpits. And the back of the armpits have to come down and then roll the thumbs up, and the front of the armpit has to lift. So that skin there, that has to come up. That's it. Now, when you do that, make sure that your abdomen, your lumbar spine, doesn't get pushed forward. That can be the tendency. So keep that as you join your hands. That's it. And then close your eyes. And with your chest lifting well, connect your body and your mind to your breath. And start to release the energy of your brain and your mind down into the space of your chest. You can visualize, you can think of that effulgent, sorrowless light inside yourself. It's like you're sunbathing in your own light, in that light of consciousness that's always present in the background of your experience. Bring your senses of perception inwards. Let yourself be quiet. Let yourself be still. Allow yourself this time. And please join me now for 3 Oms. Lift your chest upwards and bow your head down. Release your hands to your thighs. Raise your head and open your eyes. Okay, stretch out your legs. And let's start in the downward facing hero's pose. So join your big toes to touch. Have your knees apart. Sit more towards the back of your mat so your hands can be on the mat, and then come forward. And if you need any props under your shins, between your hips and your feet, or under your head, take care of yourself by adding those supports. And then just kind of greet your body in this pose. Is there stiffness in your groins today? Does your spine feel extended? So get your hips back. Yeah, and then Russell, just take your knees wider apart so you can get your hips all the way back towards the feet. You really sit down onto the feet. Good. That's it. And then once you have the direction of the thighs moving back, can you press the roots of your thighs down towards your feet? And then move your outer hips down towards your outer ankles. And then keep that, but then come up onto your fingertips and look forward. look forward. Be up on your fingertips like your hands are giant tarantulas. And pull your breastbone forward. That's it. And move your shoulder blades into the back ribs. Yes, that's it. And then maintain that as you bring your head down again and bring your palms down. And then see if one side of your trunk feels a little bit longer than the other side. See if you can even that out. Good, and then keep that sense of evenness as you come into downward facing dog pose, downward dog. So bring your feet at least as wide as your hands, maybe wider if you're feeling tightness in the legs today. And keep your hands straight unless you're going to turn your hands out to help you keep your arms straight and to help you turn the tops of your arms outwards. Create your body in this pose. Good, and then just bend your knees for a moment, just bend your knees a little bit and look forward. And as you look forward, make sure that your abdomen and your lumbar spine doesn't drop. So keep your front ribs moving towards your thighs. But as you look forward, move your shoulder blades into your back ribs. Turn the tops of your upper arms out. So roll your inner upper arms away from the sides of your neck. That's it. Roll your outer armpits downwards. That's it. You look backwards, look back. So look slightly forwards, just a little bit forwards, like towards your fingertips. So your head is in between your arms. So you're basically like this. You're just looking forward that way. And then very slowly, as you move the shoulder blades in, can you keep the top of the shoulder blades moving back? Relax your head down, and then slowly lift from the backs of your knees up into the buttock bones and straighten your legs. That's it. Now you're in the classic pose. That's it. So keep moving the top of the chest back, straighten the legs fully. Good. Reach your heels back away from your ankles. And then either step or jump your feet forward towards your hands. And then take your feet at least hip distance, maybe mat distance. Bring your fingertips under your shoulders and lift your chest forward. Look forward. So you bring your fingertips under your shoulders, go to a wall if you need to, and be an ardent uttanasana. So you're pushing the fingertips down. Of course, have blocks under your hands as needed. Keep the outer edges of your feet parallel and move your shoulder blades into the back ribs. And then take your hands wide and release your head down. So uttanasana, head down. Take your hands wide apart. That's it. Keep your bottoms of your feet spreading. Pull the legs up into the pelvis and then pour your upper body down over the legs. Exhale your breath. Really let the back of your neck relax unless your hands are on the wall, and then just keep your head right in between your arms. That's fine. Good. Okay, and then come back to concave back. Bring your fingertips under your shoulders. Lift your chest. Make your up. Yeah, you can bring your hands to the shins if you don't have any blocks. That's fine. And then bring your hands to your hips and come up. Otherwise, walk towards the wall and come up. Good. Okay, so let's do that one more time, downward dog, but let's go to a wall. So have your hands, your inner thumbs and your inner index fingers at a wall. So you can push your hands into a wall. The inner thumbs, inner index fingers, push them into a wall and take downward dog one more time in that way. That's it. Good. Now keep your chest right where it is, but bend your knees a little bit. Bend your knees. That's it. Yes. And lengthen your lower back. Lengthen that lower back up, up, up. Good. Now look slightly forward towards where the corner is. That's it. Yes. And then straighten your arms. Move your shoulder blades into the back ribs and move the top shoulder blades in so that your collarbones start to move back. And then let your head come down in between your arms without losing that. Make sure that your front ribs are moving towards the thighs, and then slowly lift the backs of your knees up into the buttock bones and reach the heels away from the backs of your knees and fully extend the legs. Straighten the legs without moving your chest in space. Your chest shouldn't go forward. It should still, the upper back is still coming away from the wall. That's it, David. Nice. So the shoulder blades have to come in and the top chest moves back. Push into the wall. Turn the tops of your arms out. Heels back and down. Excellent. Now walk your hands back to the feet. And again, concave your back. Have hands, your fingertips under the shoulders, or you can put your hands on your shins if there's no props. Lift your chest upwards. Good. Concave your back. And then take your hands wide and take your head down. Take your head down. That's the way. Keep your hips right over the ankles. So don't let your hips go back. Connect the abdomen to the spine. Take the side ribs down. Good. And then come back to concave back. Fingertips under the shoulders or onto the shins. And bring your hands to the hips. Reach the chest forward and up you come. Super good. Now, those of you who practice full arm balance, go into full arm balance, handstand. Another choice is you could walk your feet up the wall, half handstand, or you can do downward dog with your heels now, this time, pressing into the wall. So either downward dog with your heels in the wall, handstand, full arm balance, or half handstand. One of those choices. Okay, so downward dog, handstand, or half handstand. Have your hands turned out 45 degrees in any of these poses. And make sure that your arms are completely straight. Good, that's it, David. See if you can bring your heels further down that wall, David. Just a little bit further down, that's it. And David, what happens if you put your hands on blocks? Put your hands on blocks, as long as the blocks don't slip. Good. Try putting something under the heel of your hand, Natalie. If your wrist is bothering you, elevate the heel of your hand. Straighten the arms. That's it. Scrub your heels up. That's the way. Good. And then come down. And you can rest in uttanasana. So have your buttocks at the wall. This is for everybody. And just have your knees bent. David, you can do this as well. Have your knees bent. Have your feet about 1.5 feet away from the wall. And you're just interlacing your fingers behind your back. Let your head come down. Now, Russell and David, it might be better for you to have, a belt. You can hold on to a belt and have your palms going backwards. So you can use a belt about as wide as your shoulders. That might give you more mobility in your shoulders. Otherwise, just have your knees bent. Now, if it feels really doable and you can straighten your legs, go ahead and straighten the legs. Yes. And this lift the knuckles upwards. That's it. Now, you're just holding the belt this way, not so much looping it, just holding it in this way. You're just holding the belt with the palms going backwards, and then you bend your knees and you go down. Good, and then come on up, and let's repeat that. One of those three poses, handstand or downward dog. And then Natalie, what I was going to show you is if you have a wrist condition, you can fold a sticky mat up, and you can bring the heel of your hand onto the front edge of the support. You see, I have the heel of my hand on this. So you can try that. Elevate. You can even fold it thicker, like this. Have the heel of your hand. If you want to, you can try that. Otherwise, you can skip it. Okay. So one of those poses, downward. That's for Natalie R. Natalie, that's for Ella, because I saw you might be bothered with your wrist, but maybe I saw something else. Okay. So take handstand. Downward dog with your heels at the wall, or half handstand. And you can put that elevation under your wrist if you'd like to. Nice, Russell, that's it. Bring the top of your shoulder blades in. Yeah, isn't that nice to be further from the wall? Yeah, so really, that's it. Your tailbone is deep in. That's good, Russell. Nice pose. That's it. Go up. That's it. So just have just the heel of your hand will be up on there, Natalie. That's it. Yes. Just the heel of the hand. There you go. Make sure that you're at least a hand's distance or more away from the wall there. Good. Yeah. You can also do half that way. Yeah, you can do half that same way. Good. That's it. I think, yeah. Good, David. Move that chest backwards. So your fingertips and the knuckles will be on the floor. Heel of the hand is up. Yes. And then free, that's good. Okay, and then finish your pose and then come and do that same uttanasana. So that same uttanasana, have your knees bent, either reverse the interlace of your fingers and go up. Otherwise, use a belt. Use a belt for David and Russell. I think that's going to be a better choice. Hold on to the belt. That's it. And those of you who can straighten your legs, straighten your legs. Otherwise, keep your knees bent. That's it. Relax your head down and just move the shoulder blades into the back ribs. Excellent. And then come on up. And then Natalie R., I want you to try, when we do handstand, I want you to try a belt on your upper arms. So next time, we're not doing any more today, but next time you can have a belt. Try a belt on your upper arms. So let's do the clock shoulder opener. So stand near to a wall. Have the right side of your body to a wall. And then bring your right arm up to 12 o'clock. This way. And then take your right arm back to 9 o'clock. And if you have a lot of tightness in your chest or any sensitivity in your shoulder, stand a little bit further from the wall. Otherwise, you're standing pretty close to the wall. And your right arm is back about 3 o'clock. Make sure it's about the same level as your shoulder, not higher, definitely not higher. Your feet are just in Tadasana. Bring your feet straight. Your feet are in Tadasana. You can have your left hand on your hip. So spread your right fingers, spread the right fingers. Bring your feet into Tadasana. So your feet are right next to each other. So you have to stand up on that, you have to stand closer to that door. That's it. And turn your feet towards the camera, Russell. You should be, that's the way. Yeah, so just the right arm is back. There you go, that's it. Left hand is on the hip. And if you have a doorway, you can grab the doorway, Natalie C. That's it. That sometimes even feels nice to grab the doorway. Good. Now bring your right shoulder down away from your right ear and impress your right shoulder blade into the back and keep your head from jutting forward. Doesn't it want to kind of jut forward? Be back in your heels and then bring your tailbone forward. Good. And just open up the top of the chest. The top of that right chest. Excellent. And now release and let's do the other side. So stand with the left side to the wall. Pretty about, depending on how, if you're sensitive in the shoulder, stand a little bit further out. Otherwise, stand pretty close. And then bring your left arm up to 12 o'clock and then back to 9 o'clock. There you go. Bring your feet into Tadasana. So your feet are going forward. That's it. Right hand onto the hip. And then spread your left fingers and push into the wall there and bring your left shoulder down away from your left ear and impress the left shoulder blade into the back. Keep your head back. Keep your abdomen back. And exhale your breath into that left pectoral muscle. You might feel some stretching there. Good. Okay, and then release. Okay, and then just stand and let's do Gomukhasana. So if you need a belt for Gomukhasana, have a belt over your left shoulder. Just stand with your feet apart and take Gomukhasana with your right arm down and your left arm up. Gomukhasana arms, right arm down, left arm up. Just make sure that your feet are straight. You can have the feet about sitting bone distance apart. And then make sure that you lifting up through these right side ribs that you're not shrinking the right side ribs. Roll the right shoulder back. Roll the outer left armpit forward. That's it. Good. And then switch. So bring your left arm down and your right arm up. Keep moving back into your heels. Keep rolling this outer left armpit forward. Roll the outer left armpit forward. Keep lifting up through the bottom arm side ribs. Move your head back. Keep rolling this outer armpit forward. Good. Okay, and then go ahead and release. And let's do the clock one more time. But now, watch, when I bring the hand back, watch what I do with my hand. I turn my palm upwards so that my thumb is going away from the wall. So now I'm externally rotating that arm and I'm turning the palm upwards. If that feels too extreme for you, do it again with your palm flat. Otherwise, turn the palm upwards. Okay, so get ready. Stand with the left, the right side of your body to the wall. Bring your right arm up to 12 o'clock and then back to 9 o'clock. And then have your feet in Tadasana, right hand on the hip. And then see if you can externally rotate your right arm until your right palm turns upwards. Yes, the palm is up. And then it's like you're pushing into the wall with the little finger side of the hand. Keep dialing your thumb towards the floor. Towards the floor. That's it. So you're really turning that arm out. That's it. Now, can you maintain that and move the right shoulder down and the right shoulder blade in? Keep the head back, but can you move your left ribs back? So bring your left ribs back. Yes, your left hip back. Don't let yourself be turned towards the wall. Turn yourself, your upper body away from the wall. That's it. Head back. And now release. Other side. Super good. Okay, so stand with the left side near to the wall. Bring your left arm up to 12 o'clock and then bring it back. That's it. And then externally rotate that left arm until your left palm is upwards. You got it. Have the right hand onto the hip. Be back in your heels. Thighs back, tailbone forward, head back. And then push into the wall with the outer edge of your left hand. And then keep turning the top of that left arm out so that your thumb moves down towards the floor, that left thumb. Shoulder blade moves into the back, head back, and then see if you can roll your right ribs back. Bring your right shoulder back. That's it, head back. Yes, and extend the fibers of that left chest. Super good. And then release. Okay, now Gomukhasana one more time from the top down. So now this time, lift up your left arm first. That's it. Hold on to the elbow. So hold this left arm and then bring your right arm back and come around. That's it. So Gomukhasana. See if it comes any better now. Yes. Can you get more fingers? In fact, look upwards by lifting your breastbone upwards and slide your left hand further down. That's it. Good. Now maintain that. See if you can get some more fingers or belt. And then look forwards and then look downwards. Bring your chin to the chest and pull your right hand upwards. Pull the right and then look forwards and move, get a better pose. Yes, roll, bring the shoulder blades in, nice. And now release, second side. So lift this right arm up, pull the elbow upwards until you feel some lengthening of the tricep there. Head back and then bring your left arm out to the side and come into the pose from the top down. That's it. And then be back in your heels, thighs back, tailbone forward, and then lift your breastbone up and look upwards. Yes. And maybe you can get that right hand to move further down and then look forwards and look downwards and lift your left hand further up. See if you can get some more fingers. Look straight forwards like Tadasana and then move the shoulder blades in. David, move that outer right armpit just a little bit further forward. Good. And now release that. Excellent. Okay, now let's do Virabhadrasana 2. So stand in Tadasana. Bring your feet together. Bring your hands to the center of the chest and either jump your legs apart or step your legs out, right and then left leg. So bring your feet all the way out under the hands, turn your left foot slightly in, turn your right leg out, bend your knee, and just see how the pose is coming today. See where you feel the stiffness. Get your knee right over the ankle. You can look to the right. Yeah, see where the see about that back leg. Good. Now straighten the front knee. Turn your right toes forward. Inhale, and then exhale, turn your right foot in a little bit. Turn your left leg all the way out. Keep your right shoulder back. Don't let your upper body turn. The pelvis can turn a little bit to the left, but not the upper body. And then bend your front knee. Virabhadrasana 2. Just touching the pose, like saying hello to this beautiful posture. You can look to the left. See where you feel the tightness today. Keep your arms shoulder height. Good. And then straighten the front knee. Turn your left foot in. Step or jump your legs back together. Good. Now we're going to do the angular version of the pose. Hi, Mia. Hi. Hi, beautiful. How are you today? So now watch what you do. It looks like you got your hair cut. Looks nice, like your mom did. That's nice. So now you bring your right foot. Watch what I do. I bring my right foot to one side of my mat. And I bring my left foot back to the other side, as if my mat were like a stream and I'm crossing the stream. Okay, so your right foot is forward, your left leg is back. That's it. So that's the position. Okay, but now when you lift your arms don't turn. Your arms are just in the middle of your mat. Your hips and your arms are in the middle of the mat. But your right leg is towards the front long edge of your mat. Yes, and you can bring the inner edge of your right foot level with that mat. So turn your right foot out. That's it. Turn the right foot. So the inner edge of your right foot is parallel with the mat. That's it. As long as that feels okay for the ankle. Keep your left shoulder back. Your arms are out. Good. Now, maintain that and just bend your front knee. Get your knee to come right over the ankle. And then just bring your hands to the hips for a moment. That's it. And focus on your back leg, because I want to get some more length in the back of that left thigh. So press the outer edge of that left foot down and keep moving that left thigh back, the outer left thigh back. Keep bringing your left shoulder back, your left ribs back. Yes, that's it. Even as you lengthen that right inner thigh out to that right inner knee, draw the outer right knee back, and then you can bring your arms back up. Your arms come to the center of your mat. They're not, that's the way. Lift your abdomen up. So spread your arms, look to the right. Beautiful. And now straighten your front knee. That's it. Turn your right foot in. Carefully bring your legs back together. Very nice. And then we'll go to the other side. Okay, so now bring your left foot across the stream. And then bring your right foot to the other side. So you're like some kind of goddess or god, and you can cross the stream. So have the right heel slightly back. That's it. And lift up your arms. So your arms come to the middle of your mat. Your arms aren't turning. They're not like the legs. Good. Then bend your front knee. Come down into your pose. But bring your hands to the hips. And focus on this back leg. Like iron it back and roll the inner leg to the outer leg. So this goes back. And you should feel like your legs are spreading. And focus on this leg. A lot of time we focus on this leg, right? Lengthening this. And that's good. And draw this outer knee back. But focus on reaching this leg back. And then raise your arms. And bring your tailbone forward as you reach into that back leg. Yeah, the inner edge of your left foot is parallel to that mat. Beautiful, you guys. That's it. David, that's an excellent pose. And now straighten your front knee and turn your left foot in. Bring your arms and your legs back together. Very good. Okay, now let's do Utthita Trikonasana. So stand in Savasana. Just the classic pose. Bring your hands to the center of the chest and either jump your legs apart or step your left leg out and then your right leg out. Turn your left foot slightly in, turn your right leg all the way out, and then come over into your pose. That's it. Bring your left hand onto the hip, And even though we're not doing the angular version, we could do the angular version of this one as well, but focus on lengthening that left thigh back, moving the outer left thigh back. That's it, rolling that back. Natalie R., your pose has improved a lot, so that's nice to see. And then now you can focus on the right leg, of course, lengthen that inner right leg out, draw the right buttocks forwards. Now see if you can bring the shoulder blades into the back, like you felt on those poses when we were having the arm back on the wall. You could really get a sense of your shoulder blades. And like we did at the very beginning, can you coil the back armpit to the front armpit? Lift your chin up. That's it. So you're in a backward bend in your upper back, but don't let your abdomen get thrust forward, and then take your top arm up and then spread your chest away from the collarbones. Again, like you felt that lengthening of the chest. Lift up your top arm. Utthita Trikonasana, look up at your top hand. That's it. Lift that left arm up. Beautiful. Press your outer left foot and come up out of the pose. Well done. Now we'll do the other side. So turn your right toes forward. Inhale, and then exhale, turn the right foot in slightly, turn your left leg all the way out. And again, make your dharana, your focus, this back leg. So reach over and down, and then bring your top hand to the hip. Yes. So press the outer right heel, move that right thigh back. Maintain that as you lengthen that left inner thigh and bring the left buttocks forward. Make sure that your abdomen isn't coming forward or your lumbar spine. Keep your tailbone. Those of you here yesterday, we talked about that direction of the tailbone, right? The tailbone goes towards the back heel, and the back heel presses, and then lift the breastbone up away from the back heel. And now get the shoulder blades into the back and take your top arm up. That's it. And spread your chest like you felt the chest spreading, like your chest is smiling open. Keep reaching up through that top arm. Look upwards, lift your chin if you can. That's the way. Press your outer right foot and come up out of the pose. Turn your left foot in, step or jump your legs back together. Stand in Tadasana for a moment. Bring your feet together, interlace your fingers. So stand classically in Tadasana, turn your palms forward, raise your arms upwards. So Urdhva Baddha Gulyasana. Keep the thighs back, the buttocks down, the abdomen back. Keep reaching up through the sides of the inner wrists. That's it. And then take a side bend over. Open up that left side. Don't let this arm bend. Keep the bottom arm straight. Don't let your head drop into your bottom arm. Lift your head. That's it. And then roll those left ribs back. And you can even look upwards under that left underarm. And then come back. That's it. Inhale. And as you exhale, go to the other side. So go this way. And open up the space in between your right ribs. And look up. And then release. That's it. Now bring your arms out to the sides and come down. And then once again, interlace the fingers. The less habitual way, turn your palms forwards and go up. So keep your thighs back, thumbs touching, little fingers touching, reach up through the index and the thumb side of the hand, reach that up, that's it. And then take a side bend over to the right side to open up the left side. That's it. Don't straighten your bottom arm, lift your head, roll the left ribs back. Nice. Come back to the center, inhale, and then exhale over to the other side. Open up the sides of the body, the gates of the body. Tailbone forward, reach the arms away from the chest. Nice, you guys. And now come up and bring your arms out to the sides and down. Good. Now reach for a chair. Okay, or something that you can sit on. And I want you to have the right side of your body towards the chair, this way, and I want you to sit down onto the chair. Sit down onto this. Okay, now if by chance you don't have a chair to work with, then you can stand with the left side of your body to a wall. You can have the left side, the left side of the right side of your body to a wall. That's it, the right side of your body to the wall. So your right leg should be down, that's it, the right leg should be down. And make sure that your right knee is in line with your hip. So from the front, it looks this way. Make sure that your hip isn't going this way. So you have the knee in line, and just have a bend of your back knee, and just have your left hand onto the hip. So why would we do this? Because this gets us into a square. You see how your front leg is in a square? Most of the time, we don't go down into that square. We resist that because it's pretty intense, right? But you also bend the back knee. This gives you the direction of your pelvis. So the pelvis wants to get pulled forward here, and the abdomen drops and the lumbar spine pushes forward. So bring the tailbone down and draw the abdomen back and lift your navel up. You can even use your hands to get that direction. And then straighten your back leg. The back heel is up. We're just working with the back heel up. If you can do it, lift up your left arm. If you can do it, lift up your right arm. And go sit down into the chair. That's it. Straighten the arms. Straighten the back leg. Sit down. That's it. Don't straighten the back leg even more. Bring your tailbone forward. Bring your abdomen back. Very nice. And now release. And let's do the other side. Okay, so bring your left leg onto the chair and your right leg will be back. Make sure that your left ankle is right under the knee. Make sure that your left hip is right in alignment with your outer left knee. It's not to the side. But bend the back knee. Bring your right hand onto the hip. And then once you have that, you can sit down. You can also adjust the pelvis. So the front of the pelvis has to learn to come up and the back of the pelvis has to go down rather than dropping. So move the back pelvis down, front pelvis up, maintain that, and see if you can straighten your back leg. Make it poker straight. The back heel is up, and then maybe lift up your right arm. Sit down into the chair with your left hip. Maybe lift up your left arm. Go all the way up. That's it. Keep reaching up. You can, there you go. But sit down. That's it. And straighten that back leg. Pull the front of the pelvis up. Natalie, see, that's good. It's good work for you, isn't it? Tailbone in. Nice. These are good poses. And now release. Okay. So if you feel like you want to, you can repeat that. Otherwise, we'll do Virabhadrasana 1. Okay. So if you want to repeat it with the chair, I don't mind. If that's really working for you, just have your right leg over the chair. Otherwise, just stand anywhere on your mat and step your right leg forward, step your left leg back. Have a heel to heel alignment and raise your arms up. Raise your arms up. Make sure that your hips are square. It's towards the front. You're facing the front. That's it. Good. Yeah, that's good choice, David. Very nice. Sit down into that chair. Good. Now bend your front knee and get your front knee right over the front ankle, but straighten your back leg. Nice. And now lift the abdomen up. Bring the buttocks flesh down. Bring your left ribs forward. Left ribs forward. Reach up through the arms like you did on the chair. Left ribs forward. Right ribs back. Tailbone forward. These are excellent. Straighten the front knee. I think that chair work before might have helped some of you. So that's nice. So let's do it again on the other side. So if you're on the chair, just switch sides. Otherwise, bring your left leg forward, bring your right leg back. You can have heel to heel, or you can have your legs hip distance apart. Raise your arms, but get the direction of your pelvis. The back of the pelvis is the buttocks flesh is going down. The front is coming up. Yes. Bring your abdomen back, straighten your arms, bring your right ribs forward and bend your front knee to a square. That's it. Straighten that back leg even more, David. That's excellent. That's it. Good. Sit down into your left hip like you were just sitting into the chair, and then straighten your back leg. The back heel is now down. Wrap your right ribs forward. Yes, and reach up through the arms. Nice, you guys. And now straighten your front knee. Excellent. And come up. Okay, and take downward facing dog pose, downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, and see if those standing poses made any difference in your downward dog. So Natalie R, come a little bit like you're coming into plank pose. Come forward just for Natalie. That's it. Just a little bit like not all the way into plank, just a little bit towards plank. Yeah, turn your inner upper arms forward. Maintain that. That's the way. Yes, like that. Maintain those arms and then go back. And don't push your chest too far back. Yes, that's it. Yes, just get the action of the arms. Don't pull your head down. Don't pull your head down. Just that's the way. Now you've got your arms. That's it. That's what you want in your arms. Find that space. Good. Straighten your legs, straighten your arms. Pull your hips away from your hands. That's it. Good. And then slowly come down into child's pose. Big toes touching, knees apart. That's it. You know, those of you who do headstand, go up into headstand pose. If you're not doing headstand, lie down on your back in Supta Swastikasana. So you're on your back and your legs are crossed and your arms are up and you're holding your elbows. So Supta Swastikasana or Shirsasana, headstand. Yeah, feel free to have any blanket. If you're on your back, you can have a blanket under your head. But you may not need it, because when you lift your arms up, the position of your neck changes, so you may not need it. So if you're not doing headstand, you're in this pose. Supta Swastikasana. And you're just focusing on lengthening your inner thighs, lengthening the inner thighs. Towards the knees, lengthening the buttocks, flesh, towards the feet, keeping the abdomen connected to the spine. Good. Good. So headstanders, once you've settled into your pose, greet your body, your mind, your breath in this pose. Be inquisitive. And then press into your base, lift your shoulders up, move the shoulder blades in. Bring the tailbone forward. Even as you take the inner thighs back and the inner legs up to the inner heels, to the big toe mounds. Good. Those of you on your back, switch the cross of your legs and switch the cross of your arms. Connect with your breath. Natalie, see, that looks really good. See if you can bring your right elbow any closer to the medial edge of that blanket. The left elbow. That's, you can see the right elbow. That's, now you're good, right like that. That's it. Very good. Yes. Shoulder blades in. Keep extending up through the legs. Nice, Russell. Good. Okay, now headstanders, prepare to come down, but see if you can get a little bit taller before you go down. Stream your legs upwards, roll your legs in. That's it. And then start to come down, keeping your shoulders lifting. Don't crash down, come down slowly. That's it. And then rest in child's pose. Those of you on your back, bring your arms to your sides, stretch out your legs, and draw your knees into the chest, Pavamuktasana. Draw the knees into the chest, wrap your arms around the legs. That's it. Otherwise, you're in child's pose. Okay, and then come on up and we'll do some backward extensions. So have some blocks for your hands, if you have blocks available. And you have, the blocks are as wide as the sticky mat. And then you can have a blanket for under your knees. So that's the basic setup, or it can be anything, a towel or whatever you have to work with there. Okay, and then watch what I do. So I bring my hands onto the blocks. And then I just keep my knees down. And I bring my hips forward. And I see where I am. So now, and my toes are rolled under, can I bring myself any further forward? But as I do that, can I lift up through the sides of my chest and bring my shoulders back? So I'm aiming to get my chest in front of my arms. And then you lift up your knees and the toes are under and the arms are straight. So upward facing dog in that way. Okay, so bring your knees down, bring your hands onto the blocks. That's it. And then bring your hips forward. Bring your hips forward with your knees down. Let your hips come forward. And then see, can you move your hips any further forward? Can you walk your knees any further forward until the sides of your ribs come in front of your arms? And then can you lift up the sides of your trunk, bring your shoulders back, keep your toes rolled under, and then lift up your knees. Lift up the knees, that's it. And reach the heels back. Make your legs like warrior one pose. Bring your tailbone forward. That's excellent, you guys. Nice. Very good. And now bring your knees down to the floor. Very good. Excellent. Good. Let's do that again. And now we'll try to point the feet, right? So 1 foot at a time, we'll point the feet. Okay, so bring your hips forward. Let your hips come forward. Yes, hips forward. Chest forward, chest forward. Sides of your trunk lifted, shoulders back. Good. Now, point your feet and straighten your legs. Point your feet and that's the way. Tailbone in. Roll your shoulders back. Maybe even lift your chest and start to look upwards from your chest. That's it. Shoulders back. Nice. Beautiful. Very good. And now release. Excellent. Those were coming well. Okay, now watch. So now you may not need the blanket anymore, but now I come down onto the abdomen and the blocks are further back. So they're alongside my side ribs and my hands come to the front of the blocks. See how the heel of my hand is on the blocks, but my fingers are over and I'm coming onto my abdomen and I adjust my legs. I come to the center of my thighs. And now see how the blocks are further back. And then I come upwards into my pose. Upward facing dog. Okay, so let's try that. Get ready. Lie down on the floor and bring the blocks back towards your side ribs. Bring your blocks further back, and bring your hands to the fronts of the blocks. Now, the exception is if your blocks are unstable, you have to see. That's it. Good. Now, point your feet and adjust your legs. We're still on our bellies. Be on the center of your thighs. Bring your tailbone back. Some of you can come further forward or move the blocks further back. The blocks are further back than you think. That's it. He has them at the waist. In Light on Yoga, he has the hands back at the waist. Now, we're not there yet, most of us, so don't worry about that, but that's the direction. Okay, good. Now, once keep your legs fully extended and then come forward and up. Natalie, R, move your blocks further back. Yes, further back. And then come up. That's it. Roll those shoulders back. Yes, lift your chest and look upwards. Straighten your arms. Tailbone in. That's it. Tailbone. Shoot the legs back like arrows. Beautiful, you guys. This is the pose. Excellent. Bend your arms and come down. Well done. Super good. Okay, let's do Ustrasana. So you can have a blanket under your knees if you'd like one. This way. So I have a blanket under my ankles and my knees. You can have a blanket under your shin bones, or you can have nothing at all. I'm going to leave it to you, what you want. Okay, and if you cannot reach to your feet, you can have blocks outside your ankles in this way, or you can have a bolster over the backs of your feet, or you can bring a chair behind you and have the seat of the chair so that you can bend backwards. Ustrasana is this pose when we're bending backwards, okay? So make sure that your feet are going straight backwards, feet are hip distance apart. Press down through your shins. All this action has to come, right? The front of the pelvis has to lift, the back of the pelvis has to go down, and then lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, and then take your hands back to your blocks, or take your hands back to the feet, or take your hands back to the bolster, or to the chair, whatever you're working with today. Yes, and then bring your hips forward. Lift your chest, take your head back, all the way back. Take the head back, lift your chest up to the ceiling, tailbone in. Beautiful, and now press your shins and come up. Okay, good. Let's see if we can improve that. So now we're going to open up the sides of the trunk. If you look in Line on Yoga, you see he does this pose right before Ustrasana. So we're going to do it now to see if it helps us improve. So bring your block, have a block on the right-hand side, and then you're standing on your left shin and bring your right foot up this way onto the block. You just have a heel to knee alignment. Your right heel draws a straight line to your left knee. And the ball mound of your foot is up on the block. Make sure that this left hip isn't doing this. It's not dropping in, it's not doing this. It's not going out. Keep it right in line with the knee. That's it. And then raise your arms upwards. Turn your palms upwards. And then raise your left arm up. And then you're just doing a side bend, and you just come over. And you slide the right hand down the leg, and you reach this arm like Parsvakonasana. Roll the left ribs back and look up under that left underarm. Don't let your head drop. Bring your top arm close to the ear. That's it. Slide the right hand further down if you can. Draw the right hip in. Press that outer left shin down. Open up that left side of the body. Nice. And then come up. Very good. And we'll do the other side. Okay, so put your block on the other side, or just use another block under your left foot. The ball mound of your left foot. So this right knee is right under the hip. You have a heel to knee alignment. You're turning this leg out like Utthita Trikonasana, right? Raise your arms up. Turn your palms upwards. And then raise this right arm up. Good. Now inhale, and then exhale. Take your side bend over. Press your outer right shin down. Keep your inner right thigh lifting and moving to the right. And then inhale, as you exhale, go down. Draw the left buttocks forward. Roll the right ribs back. You can look upwards under that right underarm. That's it. Open up that right side body. Straighten the bottom arm. Slide it down. Yes, that's it. Very nice. And now come up. Very good. Okay, let's try Ustrasana once again. Try Ustrasana once again. So be on your knees, have your knees hip distance apart, and then take any support you need for your hands, blocks, bolsters, chairs. Bring your hands to the hips and get the direction of your pelvis. So just like you were doing in Paryankasana, the gate latch pose, press your shins down and then bring your tailbone forward, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back and take your hands back to your support. Take your hands back. Yes, all the way back. That's it. Go higher with your support or use a chair. Yeah, whatever you need. Now move your middle buttocks forward. Move that middle buttocks forward. Fingernails are backwards. Lift your shoulder blades up. Take your head back. Excellent. And then release. Excellent. Sit down onto your feet for a moment. Nice. Okay, let's do one more thing to help us get a better Ustrasana, right? So now let's take some lunges. So just turn to either side and have your blocks under your hands this way at the medium level. Have the blocks under your hands. And you can just take downward dog for a moment with your blocks, your hands on medium blocks. Okay, and then step your right leg forward for a lunge pose. The right ankle is right under the knee. You're straightening the back leg, reaching that left heel back, pulling the breastbone forward, moving your shoulder blades into the back ribs. Getting that extension to come in the front of that left hip. Good. Now take your right leg back into downward dog with your hands on those blocks. Pull, move the fronts of your thighs back. And then move your left foot forward, ankle under the knee. Straighten the back leg. Lift the right inner thigh up, and then as you reach that right heel back, pull your breastbone forward. Good. Now take that left leg back and switch your legs again. Bring your right leg forward, but now bring the back knee down. Bring the back knee down. And you can point the back foot, come more towards the little toe side of that back foot. And then bring your blocks higher to the highest level. And then move your blocks backwards towards your back foot and bring your back knee further forward. So your back knee comes further forward. Allow your front knee to bend beyond your ankle. So you see how my leg is bending beyond? As long as your heel is down, don't let your heel come up. So you're really coming forward. And then reach backwards through this left leg. Bring your buttocks flesh down. Pull the front of the pelvis up. Use your hands. You can even be on fingertips. And then lift upwards. Roll your shoulders back. And get kind of like an upward dog in your upper back in this pose. So let the front knee come way past the front ankle. Natalie C. Move your back knee further forward, Natalie C. Let your front knee come way past the front ankle like that. That's the way. Yes, way past. That's the way. Nice, David. Very good. And now release. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. So move your blocks down. Go back into downward dog for a moment. And then bring the left leg forward. That's it. And then bring your back knee down. Point your back foot. Come more to the little toe side of the foot. Bring your bricks to the highest level. And move your bricks back towards the back foot. Yes. Good. Now move your back knee further forward. Bring it further forward. And allow your front knee to bend way beyond the ankle. As long as your left heel stays down. As long as the left heel is down, you're good to go. Yes. Now, move the back of your pelvis down, lift the front of your pelvis up, press your hands or fingertips into the blocks, lift up through the sides of the chest, roll your shoulders back and get upward dog in your back. Bring your hips forward. Bring your hips forward. That's it. Yes. Hips forward, tailbone in. Beautiful. And now release. Move the blocks to the lower level. You can move the blocks to the side actually. That's it. Good. Okay, and now let's do Ustrasana one more time and see if those made any improvements. So Ustrasana one more time. Okay, so we've opened up the side of the body, and then we've opened up the front of the hips. So be on your shin bones, have your knees hip distance apart. Make sure that your toes are reaching straight backwards. If you need to put a block in between the feet to keep your feet from turning, do that. Have something for your hands, roll your shoulders back, and then reach back and go into your pose. Press your shins down, the outer shins. Bring your middle buttocks forward. Bring the top of the buttocks down. Bring the tailbone forward. Press your hands down and lift your chest. Take your head back and take your chest all the way to the ceiling. Yes, nice. Press the shin bones down and come up out of the pose. Super good. Just sit down onto your feet for a moment, close your eyes and feel the benefits of that pose. So he says that that pose is good for everybody at any age. Believe it or not, you can do that pose and receive benefit from it. It's a great pose. Okay, so one last time, downward dog without any props. Just go into your pose and see how Ustrasana, Paryankasana, pigeon pose, believe it or not, that lunge pose that we did is a form of pigeon pose. Ekapada Rajakapotasana. Good. Get that length to come on the sides of the trunk. Nice. Okay, and then come down and then lie down on your back for Chatushpadasana. And put your blocks under your feet. As long as if the blocks tend to slip, put your blocks against the wall. You can just put your feet up on that molding there if you want, Russell, if you don't have blocks. Yeah, bend your knees, get your hips close to that molding. Get your feet close to that, get your hips close to that. Lie down on your back, have the blocks at the flattest level, and the blocks can be as wide as your shoulders. And then bring your feet up onto the blocks and move your hips close to the blocks. That's it. That's it. And then hold on to the side edges of your sticky mat. So move your hips much closer to those blocks, David, so your feet can be flat. That's it. Your toes can even go up the wall. If you're at the wall, the toes, but not the ball mounds. Keep the ball mounds of your feet down, just the toes. That's it, like that. Good. Now hold on to the sides of the sticky mat and raise your hips up. Raise your hips up, up, up. Good. That's it, Russell. Good. There you go. Turn the tops of your arms outwards. Climb up onto the top of your shoulders. Fight for more lift of your chest. And then interlace your fingers under you. That's it. And pull your arms down and lift your chest up. Press your feet into those blocks and lift your hips up. Tailbone in. Now separate your hands. Nice, David. And come down. Good. Natalie R, see if you can get closer to the blocks with your hips. Yes, if it's coming well, move your hips closer. Good. Okay, once again, so hold on to the side edges of your sticky mat. Roll your inner arms to the outer arms and raise your hips up. Raise those hips upwards. Good. Turn the inner arms out. Now interlace the fingers under you. Pull your arms down and lift your chest up. Shift into your heels. Tailbone in and up, tailbone in and up. Excellent. And then separate your hands and come down. Excellent. Now, some of you are going to stay with that. Some of you are going to stay with that. Otherwise, watch what I do. And you can try the different stages of this next one. Okay, so I have my mat against a wall. And I have my blocks. I'm going to use the wooden blocks at an angle. See how my blocks are at an angle? About as wide as the sticky mat. So once you see this demonstration, you'll see maybe you want to stick with Chatushpadasana, the last pose. You can keep repeating that because that's a fine pose. That's the preparation pose, one of the preparation poses for this pose. Otherwise, you come onto your back. My head is against the wall, and my hands are on these blocks. Make sure that your blocks are secure, and your elbows are in, and then you lift up your hips, and then you come to the top of your head, and you go up. into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Arms are straight. And then you come down and you release. Okay, so you can try that. Get ready. Either Chatushpadasana once again with your feet on or off blocks. I'll leave it to you. On or off blocks, okay? Otherwise, your hands are on blocks. Yeah, use that molding there. Yeah, that's fine, Russell, what you're doing. That's great. That's it. Get your head near to the wall. Have your hands on the slanted blocks. Make sure that the blocks aren't too narrow. Good, David, that you're trying it. That's great. That's it. Now, turn your feet slightly inwards. Lift up your hips. Lift up your hips. Come to the top of your head. Top. That's it. And go up. Straighten the arms. There you go. Straighten the arms. That's it. Yes. Straighten your arms like handstand. Beautiful, you guys. That's it. Excellent. Think of going out first and then come down. Excellent. Wow, those are great. Okay, we're just going to do that one more time. We're not doing a lot today. Just one more time. Urdhva Dhanurasana. So the first action is learning to get up and go, get your arms straight. The second action is to try to lift upwards towards the ceiling. So see if you can get the second action, any amount. Okay, so here we go. Place your hands on the blocks. You can always turn the hands out a little bit. And make sure that your shoulder blades are lifting into your back. Your buttocks flesh is lengthening. So hopefully all of that work we did about the buttocks flesh lengthening is really coming into play here, because this is where you need it most. Now, press your hands and your feet down. Come to the top of your head. Lift your shoulder blades and your tailbone in as you straighten your arms. Go out first, and then see if you can go up. And maybe your chest starts to go back to the wall a little bit. Go up, straighten the arms. That's it, Russell. Yes, you can lift your head like that. That's fine. I do that. Good. And then come down. Nice, you guys. Excellent. And release. Super, super good. Okay. And now just roll over onto your back. Have your feet to the wall and belt your right foot for Supta Padangustasana. Belt your right foot. Good work. I wasn't planning on even doing that pose, but all of you were ready for that. So it came organically into the sequence because you guys were all ready for that. And I don't want to hold anyone back. So you guys were ready. So good for you. Okay, so push your left foot into the wall and bring your right foot into the belt, but have the belt on your heel rather than the ball mount because it's a different placement, has a different effect. So have it on the center of your heel. Push your left foot into the wall and don't be pulling the right leg in. Rather, pull the right leg down. Pull the right leg down so you feel like the right side of your lower back becomes massaged. Keep pressing the left thigh down. Pull the right leg down into the right hip. Keep pressing the thighs. One thigh goes down, one thigh goes back. And then switch your legs. Right foot to the wall if you need to get closer so you feel that sense of traction. Get closer and then lengthen the buttocks flesh towards the heel that's on the wall. And then bring your left foot up. Pull the leg down. It's like you're pulling the heel down so your thigh bone connects to your pelvis. So see if you can move further out, Russell. So you just bring your right foot against that lower molding. So your right foot will come against the molding there like that. And your leg will be on the floor, just like that. Get your right leg straight. That's it. Good. Now first side again. Right leg up, left leg down. We're just doing this to release the lower back. Hopefully it still feels good and spacious. Get the left thigh down as if there's weight on your left thigh. Pull the right leg down. Straighten the leg. Even more, Russell. Straighten that right leg. That's it. Hold with two hands. Lengthen the back of the neck. Pull the heel down. Switch your legs. Left leg up, right leg down. That's it. Press that right leg down, pull that left leg down, stay even on both sides. That's it, Russell. Make that leg straight. Good. Straighten it. You can go swimming in that nice pool afterwards. That looks nice. Okay, and now release. Good. Now just draw your right knee into the chest and push your left foot into the wall. And as you pull the right knee up, really, it's really pulling the right thigh down. Pull the right thigh down into the right lower back. So it's still that same action of grounding the right side of the sacrum. Yes, keep the left thigh down. And then switch, bring the left knee up, but pull the left thigh down and push your right foot into the wall, move your right thigh down. If I was there, I would be pressing down into your right thigh and pushing your right shin bone down so that your left abdomen moves into your left lower back. Good, now stretch your left leg out. That's it, and then lift your arms up over your head. Extend your feet away from your hands and then bring both knees up into the chest, but pull both thighs down into the abdomen. So Pavamuktasana, draw the knees in. There can be space between the knees as needed. Keep your lower back moving into the floor. That's it. Good. Okay, and then get ready for shoulder stand. You can do chair, you can do classic, or you can just put your legs up onto the wall on a bolster. So any version of shoulder stand or Vipariti Karani. Shoulder stand. Those of you doing the classic pose, go into plow pose and spend some time there. Spend some time in plow pose because it'll feel good after the backward extensions. You can have your feet apart if that feels better. You can have your feet elevated on a chair if that feels better. But just spend a few moments in plow pose. If you're doing chair, spend some time in Supta Baddha Konasana with your feet on the back of the chair. If you're doing legs up the wall, take your legs wide apart. Have your hips on a bolster, have the bolster a little bit away from the wall and take your legs wide apart into Upavishta Konasana. So one of those three preparatory poses. Halasana, those of you in Halasana, you can either hold on to the sides of the mat or you can interlace the fingers, but just spend some time there. Get up on the top of the shoulders. If you're in chair, shoulder stand, bring your feet to the back of the chair. Let your knees go out to the sides. That's it, Russell. Good. Stay there for a moment. Just interlace your fingers, Russell. That's it. And then reach the knuckles away from the shoulder blades. Those of you with your legs up on a bolster, take your legs wide apart, Upavishta Konasana, but make sure that your toes don't drop to the floor. Keep them going towards the middle of the room. And press the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs. Now, those of you in plow pose, reverse the interlace of your fingers. Walk your knuckles away from your shoulders. Walk your feet back. That's it. Good. Natalie, take as much time as you need to in plow pose. Everybody else, bring your hands onto your back and then lift up into shoulder stand. Those of you on a chair, bring your knees together, keep your chest lifted, and then lift your legs straight up. Those of you on the wall, bring your legs together and have your legs upwards. Roll your outer thighs to the inner thighs, everybody. And that's it. Keep reaching the heels up and the tailbone in. Beautiful. Russell, come into plow pose for a moment. Come into plow pose and get that belt above your elbows towards your biceps. Yes, that's that way, like that. Now go back up. Have your hands on the back. That's a better position. Better. Now go back up. That's the way. Yes. And what you're trying to do is make that belt loose. Walk your elbows in so the belt becomes loose. It's more of a directional. Those of you in the classic pose, keep walking your hands down, bringing your shoulder blades in. See if your shoulder blades are any more deeper in after those backward extensions. See if the sides of your trunk feel any longer after the side bending in Paryankasana. Keep your tailbone in. Relax the sides of your neck and your jaw and your tongue. Relax any unnecessary effort. So any effort that you can let go of, do that. So you can keep all the necessary effort to be in your pose. Get on the top of the shoulders. David, that's coming super well. Good for you. Make your legs straight. You could bring your hips a little bit further forward and your legs back, but that's impressive what you're doing. I don't know. I don't remember seeing you in shoulder stand lately. So that's good. Good, you guys. These are excellent. Let the pose balance out your hormones. That's what one of the major things the pose does. It works with our endocrine system, bringing balance there. Bringing your shoulder blades in, reaching up through the legs. Yes. If it's enough, just come down into plow pose and be there. Good. Okay, and then everybody come into plow pose. Be there. Otherwise, come back into Baddha Konasana on the chair. Otherwise, cross your legs on the wall. Cross your shin bones, like we sit at the very beginning of the class. Cross your shin bones. And then if you're in plow pose, take off your belt, lift your arms up alongside your ears, and then slowly lower down out of the pose, looking upwards. That's it. Take your time to come down. Keep your abdomen connecting. Those of you on the chair, slide backwards and bring your hips onto the bolster, bring your legs onto the chair. Those of you on the wall, switch the cross of your legs on the wall. So Supta Swastikasana on the wall with your hips supported on the bolster. Keep your head back. That's it. Slide your shoulders back, Russell. Slide your shoulders back now off those blankets. Yes, like that. That's the way. Slide the shoulders back. Yeah, once you had your head back for a few moments. Okay, and then those of you on the wall, just push into the wall, slide out until your hips come in front of the bolster. And then everybody roll to the side and prepare for Savasana. Good, so take your feet as wide as the sticky mat. Take your arms wider than the sticky mat. Let your feet fall open. Turn your palms upwards. Lengthen the back of your neck. Put one of those blankets under your head and your neck, Russell. Put one of those blankets under your head and your neck. And then lengthen your buttocks flesh towards your feet and release your abdomen towards your spine. Tuck your shoulder blades into the back and then quiet down across the top of your shoulders and lengthen the back of your neck. Relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth, that thick part of your tongue, let it release. Relax your cheekbones from underneath the bones there. Soften around your temples. Soften the skin in between your eyebrows. Bring your eyes back. Bring your ears in. Savor this last bit of time for your practice of yoga today, to pause, to let go, to release. Turn towards the light. Let go. Now see if you can relax any more. Is it possible? Now bring your hands onto your body. Deepen your breathing. Bend your knees. Roll to your side. Come up to sit. Bring your hands to your heart center. Lift your chest upwards. Bow your head downwards. Receive the benefits of your practice from today. Namaste. Thank you so very much, everybody. Have a beautiful Saturday. Beautiful practices. Enjoy your day.